Mr. President, distinguished speakers, honored guests, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person today, but I'm grateful for this opportunity to share with you a few words about the Greek economy, the progress being made, and the risks we still face and which I believe we must address before it's too late. The topic of this conference is about looking forward and working towards a better placed, more efficient, more stable future. This is precisely my hope and that of the Commission for Greece. It is also my goal for the European Union more broadly, a union in which I believe Greece has a firm place. First, let me turn to Greece's prospects for growth. The Greek economy built up some positive momentum in 2014 and proved to be more resilient than many would have suspected or feared last year. Emergency bank holidays, capital controls and heightened uncertainty couldn't keep tourists away from your so beautiful country, and private consumption held up well. As a result, we now expect that economic growth was probably flat in 2015. Delphi is an appropriate place to talk about forecast. The European Commission forecast that the economy should strengthen again in the second half of the year and grow by 2.7% in 2017. But this hinges crucially on the expectation that vital reforms agreed in the ESM program are now implemented. Implementation is what will pave the way for confidence to return and allow capital controls to ease as expected. Investment should benefit from the successful recapitalization of the banking sector and the relaunch of the privatization process, while structural reforms should help improve the business environment and strengthen economic fundamentals. Although unemployment, I know that, remains painfully high, it at least continues to head slowly in the right direction, which is down. Improved competitiveness and a strengthened business environment that offer investors certainty are prerequisites for foreign direct investment to return to Greece and for employment opportunities to improve. I know that Greece's workforce is one of strength and skill. We must not let that go to waste or be lost to the immigration of future generations. So, what is the state of program implementation? I'm encouraged by the steps that have already been taken since an agreement was found last August. If the momentum achieved since then can be kept, Greece will already have made significant strides. These steps have not been easy, but they included important measures to improve and to modernize the administration, to improve access to healthcare, and to roll out a general minimum income. I also hope that with the successful recapitalization of the banks at the end of last year, we can now pave the way for a more normal functioning of the banking sector and, as mentioned, an easing of capital controls. Work to address vulnerabilities should and will continue. Addressing these is key to stabilization, investor certainty, and getting money to the real economy so that business can get off the ground again. With these aspects behind us, we have now turned our attention to completing the first program review, and we need to do so quickly to underpin confidence. What Greece needs to project its certainty, political certainty, legal certainty, administrative certainty, as uncertainty breeds more uncertainty. The work on the way is, I know that, intense, and everyone is aware of the difficult issues we will have to tackle. Among them, measures to meet medium-term primary surplus targets, pension reforms, which is key, and I know that it's challenging everywhere, but it is also vital, income taxation and independent revenue agencies. These are important elements to improve overall long-term functioning. Reforms that will ensure all actors contribute and participate fairly in a system that better addresses needs. and also considerable progress has been already made, we must be conscious that more still needs to be done. We will continue to assist the authorities in making progress. My team has been in Athens since mid-January, together with our partners from the institutions. I can confirm that the general mood of those discussions has been really positive. And I welcome that authorities have expressed their commitment to a swift review conclusion. A successful conclusion of the review will demonstrate that Greece is actively engaged in its own stabilization and will allow us to move to the next critical chapter in our discussions, that on possible debt measures. I know it is expected in Greece. What current and future challenges for the Greek economy? Greece's current ESM program has been designed to address the economy's biggest challenges. Its objectives are to restore sustainable growth, to create jobs, to reduce inequalities, and to address the risks of financial instability. The program also pays careful attention to issues of social fairness and cohesion, and to protecting the most vulnerable in society. Greece should ensure that those in top income brackets do not simply get top-ups because they can, unless those at the bottom can also live above the poverty line. Everyone should pay taxes, not just those who do not have a choice. Success and Greece's economic stability and growth depends, I repeat that, on implementation, which will be challenging. These kinds of reforms, I know that, are difficult for any country, particularly following a protracted period of economic downturn. But this is also the more reason why critical reforms should be done now. The costs and challenges will only be greater down the road. A broad political consensus, that's my true conviction, would also increase the chance of success and reduce uncertainty. This is an important lesson that we can learn from the experience of other countries, and which I would like to impart at this juncture. In addition to the program, Greece stands to benefit from as much as 35 billion euros in EU investment funding, though the onus is on Greece to take advantage of this. I would encourage that public interlocutor and businesses take up the cause to ensure that impediments to the use of funds are now removed, and thus ensure this money can really go to the real economy. Lastly, I'm well aware that Greece is on the front lines of the unprecedented wave of migration from the Middle East and North Africa towards Europe. The situation is a challenge for the whole EU and requires a coordinated European solution. Here, the European Commission is working to provide all the technical and financial assistance that it can. But we will also need the cooperation of all to produce a viable solution. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to listen to my message from China, where I will be at the G20 Finance Ministers meeting. I wish you all an excellent conference and a fine day.